In the Ultimate Coding Challenge, 4 of my subscribers compete to code the best Mars rover. Each contestant has 3 days to write the code for a Mars rover, to find resources, buy upgrades, and fight to the death in a 1v1 fight with the other contestants. The winner will get my programming courses, almost $100 of value. Pick your favorite, and let's see who is going to win the Mars mission coding battle. During day 1, I hopped on Discord to help everyone set up the simulator and explain the rules. The game will run inside this Mars simulator. I will talk more about the rules as we go, but for now, I made sure to let each contestant know there are OP strategies in this game. I know of at least one OP strategy that was undefeated last time I held this contest, so I'm curious if anyone figures it out this time. And while everyone is working, I want to quickly tell you how this all started. It was some years ago, when I was a judge at the high school programming contest, and we had to come up with a programming challenge for the final contestants. Usually, everyone would have 24 hours to make a project, and then we would pick the best project. But I thought, what if we make the contestants fight somehow? So I spent a few days with another friend to make this simulator that you see here. Each turn, it will send a text file to each contestant with the relevant information, like the rover position and the map data. And the rover will send back a text file with its movement. So all you need to be able to do to compete is to be able to read the text file in any language, and then write a simple response. Like for example, if there is deadly acid under you, you have to go up. Now unfortunately, after all this hard work, it was all a big disappointment. Even though I ran this contest 2 times before, most people would just die due to the acid that slowly fills in the map. And this left me super disappointed. I spent so much time adding all kinds of upgrades, and most contestants didn't even touch them. But this time, things were going to be different. After day 1, everyone mostly accommodated with the rules, and they also had some almost working prototypes. But some people were doing better than others. Nowhere in particular implemented pathfinding in only a couple of hours. You see, each rover will have to mine resources in order to buy upgrades. However, I wanted to spice things up a little. Until you buy the battery upgrade, you can only buy upgrades at your base. So each rover needs to initially go get some resources, return to the base to buy the battery, and then move on to the next step. So no wonder having pathfinding so early scared Rupam, who was quite struggling in the first day. However, at the end of day 1, Rupam told me he had a plan.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of a milestone system. If I see acid, I run from it, else I try mine resources. And if I have enough upgrades and I see an opponent, I'll go attack him.
And this is a super good idea, because that's how a Mars rover would work. Probably with a more complex weight system, instead of some simple if statements. But I think for this simple contest, some simple ifs might be enough to win. Remember that this contest is not only about programming, but also finding the best strategy and the best way to use resources. But this was only day 1. And next day, we actually have our first battle. At the end of day 2, people's robots already started to take shape. During day 2, Arch and Nowhere were starting to struggle. I didn't expect this from Nowhere, who implemented pathfinding first. However, everyone had a functional bot, so I asked Arch and Nowhere for their current bots so we can have an early battle. They won't be able to see this battle, and it won't affect the score. But let's just see Archbot versus Nowhere bot after only 2 days of coding. Let's go. It seems like both rovers are trying to mine everything near them, instead of trying to search as much as possible. I'm not sure if this is the best idea, because osmium and iron are the important things to find. Osmium in particular allows for endgame upgrades, and also heals, so it's super important. Arch found osmium and iron at the start of the match. Nowhere, however, seems to be moving quite randomly, instead of actually going for a resource, and even sometimes placing random blocks. Okay, let's speed up until they meet. And during deathmatch, it seems like they both are running from the acid, but they are not doing a particularly good job. Arch dies first, but it was just luck, because Nowhere also isn't able to get safely to the middle of the map. I wasn't really happy with this result. I wanted to see a cool battle after all this work, but luckily, after speaking with ANG, I got my hopes back up. Now ANG had quite some bugs in the first day with Pathfind, but in the second day, he not only fixed them, but he also had a goal system, possibly even better than Rupam's. His bot will try to do whatever he can, based on his current available resources. Also, he has 2 good tricks. First, I told all contestants that after exactly 300 turns, acid will start flowing in the map. So ANG just starts going for the center of the map when that happens. But also, if he gets low on life, he starts running while also placing blocks behind him. Now, he was also thinking of a strategy of trapping the enemy in the acid, but he wasn't able to do it because it would be too hard. And it does seem hard, but actually, there are ways to think outside the box to solve problems. In this case, you can go to the middle of the map and trap your opponent outside that region, not letting the opponent escape acid. This is the most OP strategy available, but you just need to rethink how you solve the problem. And from my experience, you get this skill of thinking outside the box by making big projects. So if you haven't made your first big project yet, you can check out my C++ game dev course in the description. It is a 6-hour, step-by-step tutorial, with each line explained and challenges, and it might also have a special offer, so check the link in the description. But now, let's skip day 3 and head straight to the competition day. Starting with some drama, Rupam accused Arch for using AI to write his bot. Now, Arch did use AI, because I allowed the use of a little AI help. Now this was clearly my mistake, because what does a little mean? And looking at the code, it does look a little sus, but we had to host the competition, so I will investigate the code in more detail after. Speaking about AI, let's do a quick warm-up before the final battle by doing a man versus machine match. I asked ChatGPT to write a rover for this contest, so let's see how the contestants compete against it. Here is ANG fighting ChatGPT's code. He started searching very efficiently for resources, and now he's going for the battery. But he missed a resource there. Oh wait, he is now returning back to get it after he bought the battery. And towards the end of the game, he even was able to buy movement, dig, sight, and even attack upgrades, while stacking a ton of osmium for healing. ChatGPT was doing okay, but he was way understacked. And at the end of the game, ANG went straight towards the middle of the map to protect himself against the acid, while GPT didn't even get there. So we can expect a good fight from ANG. Now let's finally look at the real battle. Fight 1. Rupam vs Arch. In the beginning, both rovers started to mine quite nicely. Rupam also started to upgrade his rover. However, towards the end of the match, Arch still had no upgrades bought. Will he be able to survive? Not really. So Rupam is not only going to the final round, but he also has a super strong rover, winning this round, stacked and safe in the middle of the map. Fight 2. ANG vs Nowhere. Nowhere seems like he's doing random stuff. ANG, however, already bought the battery and even the movement upgrades. Nowhere needs to do something quickly if he wants to win. ANG is really moving around the map, probably even searching Nowhere to go for the kill and buying more upgrades. However, the match is moving quickly towards the acid phase, and ANG is dangerously close to the edge, while Nowhere is at a safe distance. It doesn't matter how stacked ANG is, if he gets stuck in the acid, Nowhere will win. Let's see if ANG can outrun the acid. And he made it, while Nowhere was killed by the acid. Everyone died to the acid so far, but the final round will finally bring me the fight I have been waiting for. Both ANG and Rupam had super strong bots. Let's see who will win. And the seed will be, of course, 69 for 20. Fight. ANG is the first to find osmium, and it is now moving back towards the base to buy the battery. Rupam, however, just got unlucky, missing some osmium just by a single block. But now, they are dangerously close to one another. Will they get to see each other? Oh man, it seems like we are in for a fight. I'm gonna be honest, I was never more disappointed in my life. Both Rupam and ANG have super strong bots, but for them to just battle it out with no upgrades, it would just be disappointing. Let's see what happens. And as expected, they started hitting each other. But as I was thinking it was all over, ANG used his secret move to run in case he has low life, and Rupam also ran away. This will give them time to get better upgrades. And Rupam found osmium. No, 2 osmium pieces on the way back. ANG, however, didn't find osmium yet, and he is again close to Rupam. With 1 osmium, Rupam is one healing in front of ANG, killing him instantly. Wait, they found each other again. If they engage in a fight now, Rupam would instantly win. Rupam hits ANG once, and healed, but ANG decided to run away instead. Smart move. Rupam doesn't seem interested into chasing, giving ANG a chance to find an osmium. However, instead of healing, he seems to be saving it for later, and right now, he bought a movement upgrade, meaning he is moving at a double speed compared to Rupam. This can mean double the resources, so Rupam has to buy something quick. Wait, ANG also bought the mining upgrade, placing him in a clear lead, but Rupam is just about to mine some iron, and he chose to upgrade sight instead of movement. I don't know if this is the optimal play, but it did allow him to see an osmium here. Rupam continued to collect more resources, but it seemed no use, since ANG had sight, movement, and mining upgraded. He was simply progressing faster, and now he even bought a gun upgrade. The gun upgrade also allows you to fire at a distance, so Rupam is cooked unless he quickly finds something good. Luckily for Rupam, his bad luck turned now into a round of good luck, quickly finding the resources, placing them at roughly the same level, and after moving around, they met again for the 3rd time, but this time, ANG is stacked in the gun upgrade. However, Rupam has the healing advantage, with 3 more osmium, meaning 15 health points. This might all be useless though, since ANG can simply attack from a greater distance, and he already went for it. However, he goes directly for close combat, and Rupam's extra health proves more powerful. Rupam is 2 hits away from winning, Will Rupam deliver the final blow? Wait, ANG ran away and even placed a block behind him. There's no way. Rupam has now no chance in chasing him, giving ANG enough time to run away. Only a few rounds until the acid starts flowing, and if ANG has enough time to find some osmium, he can beat Rupam. However, ANG quickly ran towards the center of the map, to camp and wait for the acid to come. This is going to be tight. Rupam is closing in. And with that, Rupam delivered the final blow and officially won the contest. However, the story doesn't end here. After talking with the contestants, it seems like Rupam tested his bot against ANG just minutes before the contest, and because of that, he was able to find a small healing bug just before the contest, after the coding time was up, which I'm not happy about. On the one hand, it was a small stupid bug, but on the other hand, it would have clearly changed the outcome of the battle. So I think the correct thing to do is to make both Rupam and ANG winners. Quite disappointing, but I'm planning to bring them back for part 2 and also 2 game dev YouTubers for an even more epic battle where each contestant controls 2 robots at the same time. But I need your help. This kind of video, for some reason, really performs bad on my channel, and I get comments all the time about the repetitive videos I make. The problem is that those videos make views. So if you watched this video till the end, you clearly enjoyed it, and you'd like more videos like this. So please, help me by sharing this video with a few friends or on Discord groups. This literally is the difference between this video making like a few thousand views to hundreds of thousands of views. So share it now. And also, YouTube says you will like this video from me. See you there.